Welcome back into the Enrichment Sports Source. This segment of our show brought to you by our good friends at Fast Frame. We tell you about them all the time. With football season getting underway, if you have the urge to get a good luck charm for the house, for the office, that's a nice one. Look at that. That's from the new General Neyland statue over there in Neyland Stadium, Shields Watkins Field. They can custom frame that for you, your office, anywhere in your home. They can do a custom frame job, beautiful print. Get down to Fast Frame. When it comes to sports memorabilia, they are tremendous. When it comes to any kind of framing work, artwork, they are fantastic. And you can actually pick up those kind of prints for Tennessee football, basketball, whatever, at Fast Frame. All right, I want to welcome in a couple of guys that I'm very happy to have with me today. Jim Logan, Sports Director at WATE Channel 6. That would be the station you are watching. And Mike Stoll, former Vol offensive lineman and longtime friend of this program. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, great being here.
Haven't had a chance to talk to you two on the show about Butch Jones. You played for Johnny Majors and Philip Fulmer when you were at UT. You're a member of the Vol Network. You've been close to the program for long. You've seen some of these coaches. You've been covering the Vol since 1864.
It's been a while. Yeah. Gray, I think, was the primary color back then.
That's right. They were wearing the gray.
That gray thing is true. Yeah, I saw it.
You guys have a good take, a good wide view of the program. What do you think about Butch Jones and the start he's gotten off to? Jim, I'll start with you.
I'm impressed. I've been over there, not for every practice, but I've been there enough during practice and also after practice, and had a couple of occasions to talk with him one-on-one. I'm impressed. When things became very obvious at the end of last year that it wasn't going to work out with Derek Dooley, end of last year, maybe middle of last year, Butch was on my radar, and he was literally at the top of the radar. I looked at his track record, I looked at his style of play, I looked at his enthusiasm for the game, and I thought, this is the guy they need to go after. And I really mean that. I know there was a lot of talk about the whole Gruden thing was going on. I know Charlie Strong was a serious candidate, obviously. But Butch was really at the top of the list, and I thought that was the guy they should have pursued back then. As it turned out, it's the guy they got, and I really think it's the right guy for the job.
I kind of agree with you. I think they backwards their way into the right hire. Yeah. Mike Stoll, we talked before you had a chance to meet him. And I think, like all ex-Vols, you were a little skeptical. Mm-hmm. I talked to you after you met him for the first time, and you had a different take. Yeah. You tell me about Butch Jones and what you thought when you first met him and heard him speak, and then what you think so far of the job he's done.
Well, I think the thing about Butch Jones is he's an understander. He understands the game of football. He teaches the kids X's and O's. He teaches them where to be. If you look at the last several years, the reason Tennessee has lost some of the games is because of discipline. They lack discipline. And these kids crave that. If you tell them, hey, this is where you step, this is what you do. In this situation, this is what you have to be prepared for. He coaches very well. The other thing he does is he coaches in motivation. You know, I listen to Derek Dooley. I listen to Lane Kiffin. I wasn't motivated. All right, this guy, I mean, we sat down. He brought in all the players. We sat down and got a chance to talk to him and face one-to-one with him, ask him questions. And I really liked the way that he spoke. He is a motivator. He understands X's and O's. And I think he understands what it takes to get this program back on track. He knows he's lacking some depth. He's going out and doing the right things in recruiting. The best litmus test is you talk to some other people that I know that have been involved with broadcasting at other schools, other colleges. They're worried about him. So when they hear him speak and they start worrying about him, then you know you got the right guy.
And they weren't worried about the 4-8 guy from Louisiana Tech? Come on.
Go figure.
Let me ask you this. What are fair expectations? I mean, I think anywhere across the SEC right now, across America right now, people are saying, you know, I've got a good feeling about this team. I think we can surprise people. Everybody gets in that boat. We ran through in that first segment a lot of issues that this Tennessee team could face, namely depth. What are the realistic expectations for this team, guys?
You know, they will win, to borrow off a Bruce Pearl phrase, they will win the games they need to win, and they've got to come up with a win that nobody's expecting them to get. And, you know, to kind of play off of what Mike was saying a few minutes ago and to kind of back up what I said about Butch, you know, we look back at 2010 when Derek was coaching. I don't want to turn this into a pile on Derek kind of thing, but, you know, we looked at that game in 2010, and I was there on the sidelines when they played LSU down in Baton Rouge, and we looked at the end of that game as an aberration, a misfortune, something that won't happen again. And really, it was almost like the canary in the mine shaft, that there was more to the discipline and maybe the game management issues that we thought maybe in that game was just a stroke of bad luck. It turned out that wasn't the case. I think Butch knows the game, as Mike said. He's an X's and O's guy. And again, to borrow off of Bruce, they will, I think firmly, they will win the games they're supposed to win. You look at the first 2 games of the year, South Alabama in the middle of the season, Kentucky and Vanderbilt at the end of the year are games that they should win. You look at a game like going to Missouri or maybe a South Carolina. I don't know. That there's some lofty expectations there for them to pull off a game like that. But clearly, in the past, you never thought they were going to win that game. That maybe that they weren't supposed to win, but maybe in very Fulmer-esque in a lot of ways. They go into a game they weren't supposed to win, and they managed to win it. And I think that'll be maybe the test of this team. They may not win it, but they'll be in it and show some signs that they've got that ability to win those kind of games.
As long as you don't bungle it the way
Correct.
that you saw bungled once, twice, 3 times, 10 times under Derek Dooley. Mike, expectations, and throw out a word that everyone in Knoxville is tired of hearing. Patience.
Yeah.
I think, again, you're looking at patience. There are a lot of people, I had 2 or 3 people this week tell me, well, but next year.
Yeah.
Next year you lose your offensive and defensive lines.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it's probably going to be more patience that is needed the next couple of years.
Yeah, here's what you can expect. 6-6 this season is a good season for Tennessee because it gets him to a bowl game. It gets him another month of practice. It allows him to build some more momentum off his recruiting. What you want to see somewhere along this season is they're going to win the one, you look at, Western Kentucky, Ossipee, they should win those games.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere along the way, can he pick up a win? Can he pick up a surprise win somewhere? That's going to go a long ways, and then next year's going to be tough. But I think by the time he hits his 3rd season, he's got a good base of kids. He's coached them to know the expectations so you can build off of what they know. That's what you should be patient about.
Okay, very good. Jim Wogan, Mike Stoll will stick around. We'll bring Jimmy and Bob back out here, and we're going to talk about cupcakes. Planning for cupcakes. Come on back on the Enrichment Sports Source.